Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is DB333 and welcome back to Heartsvine 4, Kaiserreich, as Sweden. Now in the last video, we had our elections and we elected Per Robin Hansen to the role of Prime Minister, and we just ended off the video by forcing the abdication of Gustav V. And I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen out of this, so we're just going to continue on. Now, what do we want to work on? Let's get working on, let's fund Statens Janvager. I'm pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but I hope it is, because that's fun to say. Statens Janvager. Statens Janvager. Anyway, it'll give us some bonuses to infrastructure, which I think will be very, very helpful. So let's get working on that. And real quick, before I forget, let me start my timer. I do not want to forget to start my timer and go too much over. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get to playing. Alright. Let's get working on an offensive line into Norway. Yeah. A cold morning in April. It was still early in the morning when suddenly a group of men knocked violently on the door of Per Robin Hansen's house at Algensgaten 40. When the door opened, a coarse military voice spoke up. Per Robin Hansen, by orders of a new government, you are under arrest for treason. All over the city of Stockholm, brigades of soldiers have occupied strategic spots in government buildings, from the many bridges of the city to the Riksdagshuset, the Swedish Parliament. Uniformed Swedish officers are present. Just after dawn, Army General Oskar Nygren read a statement on national radio declaring the treasonous, crypto-syndicalist government with the intent of destroying Sweden's legacy forever. Hansen neutralized that temporary junta, directed by an organization called the Armens Forsvarsvanner, will organize the old order from before the fraudulent elections of this year. He cited several misdeeds that prompted the military to intervene like this, but it became increasingly clear that it was the sudden abolishment of monarchy that convinced the last conservative military leaders that Hansen does not only seek to put him out of a job by reducing spending on the military, but that he also seeks to make Sweden a puppet of Paris. Sweden shall be cleansed of crypto-syndicalism. So, yeah, bye Hansen. This does give me the opportunity to go ahead and work on my little strategy that I started thinking of in the last video. So what do we want to justify on? Uslandet. Let's work on that. 41 political power, last 205 days. That works. Let's get working on that. Workers' militia form. A year ago, he would have been ignored and swiftly arrested by government. But today, Anton Nilsson and his several companions' messages would be heard. Armed with weapons, this group of socialists seized a broadcasting station on the Radio Jans in the city of Malmö to send out a message of resistance against the reactionary menace that is attacking the government and undoing the steps that are to be set. If it worked, despite the militant socialist voices behind it, Swedes from across the country formed militias, from liberals to social democrats to hardcore syndicalists. This violation of the democratic process would not be accepted gladly. Before long, workers' militias in Stockholm, filled with laborers with a brave desire to save her country from the military tyranny. Soon the sides stood eye to eye at the first strategic points. This mob was scantily armed, and what happened next would change Sweden forever. The soldiers, common men themselves, joined them against their rogue superiors. So yeah, we're going to justify in Sweden, because right now, since we are paternal autocrat, even if it's just going to be temporarily, we can justify freely on whoever we want. So we're going to get working on that while we can. Failed coup d'etat. The rest of the day was a blur characterized by scant information. More and more militias rose, and more soldiers defected to the workers' cause, leaving their rogue companions outgunned. This naturally culminated in a frenzied charge on Riksdagshuset in late afternoon, which was occupied by the most loyal pushtists, and by the end of the day, the militias controlled all major cities in Sweden. As this began to settle, two things became clear. First, the social democratic government had completely incinerated during the coup. This became especially clear when a Tulsa-aligned militia found the corpse of Per Albin Hansen. Oh no. Murdered by the military, they clarified. He was immediately declared a martyr of the Swedish Revolution. Secondly, a syndicalist republic based on the model of Britain and France had been born. While it was true that many militiamen had been liberals and social democrats, the death of Hansen convinced many of them that a firmer hand was needed. And those dissenting that policy fell prey to the first totalist tactics in hunting counter-revolutionaries, with the silent acceptance of the other socialists. Well, a new Sweden has been born today. So we lose some manpower in some of the cities, lose some stability, lose a lot of support in social democracy and social liberalism, and we lose a lot of field marshals and generals and a naval commander. So looks like our generals have survived though, so that works. Actually, we can promote these guys real quick, so let's do that. Let's go with Winter Expert. I think will be good for Olaf. And then Ernst. Let's go with Infantry Expert for Ernst. So we are officially the Swedish Commune now. Ooh, the 1937 Spartacade. The first Spartacade's opening ceremony was held in Paris and attended by dignitaries and athletes from around the socialist world. The French team carried the torch, the British team the hammer, and the other teams carried the pieces of a cog to the location where they were to be assembled. When pieced together, they formed the international symbol of syndicalism. What a glorious day for the working man. So we can sign non-aggression pacts, which we'll go ahead and do. Yeah. And I think we can join the Third International in June. So we'll do that eventually. Probably hold off on doing that right off the bat. Yeah, let's see. CSA is starting to hold their own. Control this reign of terror. The dust had been settling after the failed attempt of the forces of reaction to chain the people in the fields in the following week. Still, the early days of the Socialist Republic were tumultuous and bloody. The totalist paramilitary organizations that had been making moderates disappear in the late stages of violence shifted their scope from crypto-reactionaries skillfully posing as loyal comrades to subvert the workers' momentum to the open reactionaries that had been ruling Sweden for decades, years, centuries, and that had never been pretending otherwise than to control the working class. And the other faction voices started to rise to put a stop to these practices, often executed with vicious tactics, although it was clear that in the anarchist atmosphere following the establishment of worker state, not everyone could be saved. Well, we're not barbarians, god damn it. Restrain them as much as we can. So with this we'll lose political instability. And with that, we have an entirely red political alignment. It's kind of beautiful. Brings a tear to my eye. We can start working on assigning some guys. So let's get a chief of psychology, Ernst Kletcher. Some organization and recovery rate. Seems pretty good. Yeah, let's go with that. And then someone else. We'll wait. Actually, we'll have a while to wait anyway, so we can do Chief of Army as well. Attrition, defense, consumption, defense, attrition, defense, organization and supply consumption. What do we want to do? Let's do consumption and defense. That works. And we have... when is this happening? 12th of November, 37. Okay. So we have some time to wait. We have some time until we can go to war with Norway. Second International in Paris. Nicaragua has declared war on Honduras. What's Mexico up to, by the way? I forgot to check. They're still radical socialists. Okay. We have taken many gold medals in the events, making us the clear victor of the Spartacade. Go Sweden, hell yeah. Some stability, and, event end of the 37 Spartacade. It's pretty cool, actually. Usually we have some sort of dope scandal or something that fucks our chances of winning, but no, we actually win for once, which is nice. It's very nice, even. End of the 37th Spartacade. The Spartacade has ended, and it has been a tremendous success with a great many people enjoying the games. It was a very good move to join the Spartacade, the Olympics of a working class. It's too bad it ended. It's the only shame. It's just a shame it ended. Yeah. Taking a look at the army. We do have a troops advantage last time I checked. We have 13. They have anywhere from 7 to 12. Ooh, syndicalist. Okay. That works for me. I don't know about you guys, but that works for me. And there goes the Spanish Civil War. There goes the Belgrade Pact. Yep. We'll see what happens there. Foundation of a Belgrade Pact. Oh, nationalists take over in the Netherlands. Okay. So we have Dutchland instead of the Netherlands. That's a little concerning. I'm not used to seeing that. That's not very pro-worker of you, Netherlands. Oh, shoot. Anywho. Soon we'll finish up funding Stone's Yarnvager, and then we'll get working on our syndicalist stuff. We got a fair bit of stuff we gotta get working on. What do we have? We have Holmquist Army. Reactionary resistance. So that's kind of hurting us, so we need to figure that out as soon as we can. Yeah, yep, I was right when I said Naj had the advantage there. Or Nedge, however you say it. Sides of one, really. That's basically all that says. Yep, there we go, Saudi Arabia. So go ahead and fund that Sons Yarnvager. There we go. Let's get working on restoring the public order, get some stability going. It's only going to be 14 days as well. So, yeah, let's try to figure that out soon. We can join the International as well if we so desire. Do we want to do that right now? Romanian Civil War. Argentina versus the Workers' Front. How is that going? 6 versus 1325. That's not looking good for them right off the bat, though. Depending on if Argentina has anyone attacking them in addition, they might have a shot. Maybe. I'll have to wait and see. Paraguay has declared one Argentina. Well, that might help. Can't make any promises or any guesses at this point. Just working on the first Congress, get that going, and then we'll seize the means of production. Bolivia's declared war in Paraguay. Okay, that makes things a bit more complicated for Paraguay. Helps Argentina out more, which by proxy hurts the Patagonians out, and that just kind of hurts the socialist cause more in the end. How are the Aussies doing? They've invaded Brisbane again. And they're out of manpower too, so they can't hold for much longer. Yeah. Shit. They're managing. They still have a home advantage. It's just I don't know for how much longer they can manage. They're working on state of the army. They up there. They only have volunteer only. Yeah. So they're gonna have to get working on all of this in order to get rid of Bled Dry. And then hopefully they can get some more manpower, figure their stuff out. Fall of Denver. Yeah. It's not looking good for the Federalists. Got the first Congress figured out. Let's get working on a socialist economy real quick. Got some tech we need to work on. Let's go with, what do we want to go with? Tanks? No. Let's go recon companies. That'll be good. Peru versus Ecuador. Yep, sounds about right. So what are the factions? It looks like Cindy's versus Padots right now. Fall Washington. Liberia's pieced out. Okay, but Cindy's they're starting to hold their own a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that ends up going from... What's Liberia up to? Star Africa. Okay, they're going for the claims. Okay, how's it going on that? Well, it's not pretty. But it is hurting the Ruskies out, which kind of helps us by proxy. The poor Koreans are gonna die, though. It's a shame. But, respect for them for trying, you know? Do we want to... let's just join the Third International. France accepts. We've received word from Communist government that we are welcome to struggle against the forces of reaction of dark forces of financial capitalism. Together, we shall crush the bourgeoisie. That's what I'm talking about. And when was that? 12th of November, okay. So we still got a little bit of a while before we can go after Norway. Okay, yeah. Did we go any down over armed neutrality? Just a lot of military factory building bonuses. That's about it. Mexico's joined. Did they do a naval invasion here? I don't know. You never know for the AI. That shifty AI. And how it can be sometimes. It can do some weird stuff occasionally. They're starting to push into Moscow. So it isn't good. Oh, symbolism has spread to Burma, though. That's a good thing. That's a good sign, right? Again... Eastern Syndicalist Union. I'll have to wait and see. Yep, Syndicalist in the Commune. Well, for the cunt fire, kind of. I mean, if faction is doing the best right now? It's probably the kingdom. But I don't know. They're doing okay. I mean, they're gaining some and losing some. It's hard to say what's going to happen in the Spanish Civil War. American, I still say, is up in the air, too, though. I don't know. And there goes a... Okay, Revolutionary Committee Assembly, Economic System. The Revolutionary Committee has assembled for a second time. The initial belief that seizing power in Sweden would unify the left has now completely waned. Reforming the economy of Sweden is the topic of the day, and speaking sharply for the SSV is Anna Johansson Visborg, claiming that strong unions and government influence will secure workers' rights. The VPT representative Sven Linderoth claims that all workers should be gathered into a single large union, and the focus should be on a massive state-funded projects. Finally, Gustav Sjöström of Single has proposed the idea of commune-based economies, where every region should strive to be self-sufficient. I'll give it a Visborg. That makes more sense to me. And I'm going to have to get it here, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you guys for watching. If you like, you go and leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you want to see more of my content, you should go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more uploads every weekday, as well as every Saturday. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, go ahead and leave the comment section below. I read all the comments again and appreciate any all feedback you guys might have for me. If you want to support me financially, I got a Patreon link below. You can send a few bucks my way if you're so inclined. If not, I do understand, but it is the only way I can make money off this, so I'd at least appreciate the thought. I also have a Discord down link below. If you want to check out that, we can chat, play games, and just have a fun old time generally. That's about it, folks. My name has been Dogwood333. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.